Joining me now is Oklahoma Congressman Tom Cole, the chairman of the House Appropriations Committee. Mr. Chairman, thanks very much for being here this morning.
Hey, Maria, thanks for having me.
So President Trump just posted on Truth that he's going to be meeting with Russ Vought today to discuss which, quote, Democrat agencies he's recommending cutting and whether or not those cuts should be permanent. What are you expecting in terms of job cuts, agency cuts, and how long do you think this goes on?
Well, number one, it depends on the Democrats how long it goes on. The House has already done its work. We've passed legislation that would keep the government open. As you know, the Senate's dealing with that now. We have a bipartisan majority in favor of that, but only 55 votes. We're still 5 short. So when the Senate comes around, the government will go get back open and operating as per normal. In terms of, what I expect in terms of cuts, look, I think it really depends on what you happen to do for the federal government. I represent a very federal-heavy district. I have Tinker Air Force Base, the largest air depot in the world. It handles the entire bomber fleet for the United States, the entire tanker fleet, the entire AWACS fleet. It's a really significant installation with 16,000 federal employees. I have at the other end of my district, the home of the field artillery, Fort Sill, several thousand civilian employees there, air defense artillery, anti-drone warfare. I think those jobs are largely safe. The same thing, we lost almost nobody in DOJ, largely because the work they do is irreplaceable. I think if it's more bureaucratic, if you happen to be in the Virginia area or the Maryland or D.C. area, I think it's probably more at risk. But again, I expect them to make logical decisions. These are decisions the president and Russ did not ask to make. They wanted to keep the government open. They have not argued for a shutdown. This is a Democratic, self-inflicted political disaster for them, in my view, and frankly, a real damaging blow to the country. The sooner they sober up and reopen the government, the less damage that will be done.
Well, I mean, look, I guess there's a wide variance between agencies on who gets paid and when, but if we're still shut down for the rest of the week, federal workers will likely get paid on October 5th for the last 2 weeks of September, but they won't get paid on October 20th for the first 2 weeks of October. But they'll get that money once the government reopens?
Well, we hope they do. There's no assurance of that. That's been the practice in the past. And it's not just directly federal. Look, our entire military will be on duty but unpaid. Every air traffic controller across the United States on duty but unpaid. I can go through group after group. That's not fair to them.
Yeah.
It's not fair to their families. It creates enormous uncertainty. And lots of people, whether we like it or not, live paycheck to paycheck. They got a mortgage payment. They got to support their family. They got a car payment. So it's absolutely reckless to do what Democrats are doing. And they're doing it for things unrelated to the day-to-day functioning of the American government. They're doing it for Medicaid subsidies and programs. Are doing it for tax stuff. It's not things, and frankly, none of this stuff is running out anytime soon. We're talking about a short-term CR to protect the American people and keep folks working and compensated.
Yeah, I mean, look, the Trump administration may very well look at this as an opportunity to cut down government. They're already freezing $26 billion, which was meant for blue states in the first wave of cuts for federal projects following this shutdown. They include $18 billion for New York transit projects, $8 billion for green energy projects in 16 Democrat-run states, including California and Illinois. And you just said, the Republicans just want this short-term CR to get us through mid-November. But, Mr. Chairman, let's say, hypothetically speaking, government opens soon, although the prediction markets have it for 2 weeks at least closed. But let's say you get this back up and running. How long is it going to take you to get those appropriations bills done and get back to normal?
We have 3 that are essentially done right now. And this shutdown has, frankly, delayed them. We could have had a package. We'd be working on another package. It'll probably take a couple of CRs. And again, it's hard to predict. It depends on how willing the Democrats are to negotiate. But we're not far apart. These are things that are not hard to do. The problem is they've taken the appropriations process and taken it hostage to achieve goals that aren't related to appropriations at all. So they literally have put the government and every federal employee at risk to achieve something that doesn't have anything to do with them. It's just an incredible boneheaded play in terms of politics. because every day the situation is going to be worse. And I think the American people will hold those that shut down the government responsible. They always have in the past. And frankly, none of these shutdowns, whether they were Republican or Democratic, inspired, have ever achieved their objective. It's a really dumb thing to do. Wow. And I'm surprised politicians as experienced as Mr. Schumer and Mr. Jeffries have fallen into that trap.
All right, Congressman, we'll be watching your work on the appropriations. Thank you, sir. Tom
Thanks,
Cole
Maria.
joining us this morning on Capitol Hill. Stay with us. We'll be right back.